is your American dream?
My American dream would be to continue working hard for what is my next career, my next dream. My next step would be to be on camera and work for a big sport television broadcasting company. That would be a dream of mine.
For me, the American dream is the freedom to define that goal for yourself and for your family, and the freedom to obtain that goal.
My American dream is to be a role model for both my kids and the world, to make culture a really big part of their life and my life, to be deeply rooted and involved in community has always been a big one for my family.
Everyone has a right to the American dream. Welcome everybody, it is Pop-Up Friday, and what? And look, my mic is on. My microphone is definitely on.
How about mine?
My mic is on. Look who's here. Look who's joining me.
I'm here.
Wow, that's a weird angle they got you on.
I'm here.
But you
regardless.
are here. Vanessa, how are you? You're in the middle?
I am fueled with jealousy.
You're Vanessa in the middle.
Fueled with jealousy. I like that.
You know what I want to do, Yo-Yo, is we should have a ball and kind of like throw it back and forth to each other and see if Vanessa can
and catch it.
Grab it in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, catch the magic 8 ball. You ready? Up, son.
Come on,
let's
go.
Up, you can't do it. Too bad.
I'm controlled, gentlemen. I'm going to let the energy happen because it's Fri-Yay.
All right, well, it is Fri-Yay. We always like to have a good time. Welcome back in the studio,
Thank you.
Yo-Yo, Elias,
Appreciate
Vanessa,
it.
welcome back. I think we got all our technical issues behind us,
Yes,
and
we do.
we'll have a great day and a great show. Let's say hi to Squad.
Let's do it.
Danielle Bay saying, hey, Squad, how are you? Doreen Dappa, Squad up. Dion Charlton, Squad up, how are you? Abadoon Jamo, Squad up. Yolanda Steele saying happy Friday. And on YouTube, Vanessa saying, hey, Squad. And T. And T. And T.
There it goes. There's T.
T says hello, Squad. By the way, Vanessa, since the pandemic, have you actually seen Jonathan? No, not in person.
Nope.
Yeah. Now, I want you to know something. He walked in, he's a different man.
I'm a different guy.
He's a different guy than I saw, because I have not seen him since March of 2020. I mean, I've seen him, I've spoken to him on the phone, I've seen him on social media, but not physically in front of me since March of 2020. So that's about 15, 16 months ago.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's a long time,
that's crazy.
Right?
It's
crazy.
A year and a half almost.
Yeah, and he walked in. I have to say, he is a bigger man. He's a.
See, that I did think would be a thing. I mean, I see him from here. I've seen him from here for weeks.
Yeah, right.
He is a bigger man. He was listen, I mean, he was a handsome, well-built man before, but he was much scrawnier than he is now, okay? I mean, if he was a boxer, maybe when I saw him before, he was a middleweight. Now this dude is a heavyweight, man.
The protein, man.
This man is a heavyweight in the boxing ring now.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward. I hope one day we can see you. And
that would be great.
Yeah, we'll see what,
I'm working on it. I think this will be the only reason why I actually do get vaccinated, because what's happening right now, I kind of can't handle this.
We miss you.
All right. Why don't you tell everybody what they need to do while we get ready for some Fri-Yay stuff?
Absolutely. All right. This is my first time doing this here. All right, guys. So now, please remember to share That's the biggest thing we need y'all to do, okay? We thank you guys for having your notifications on. That's the only way you would know that we are here right now live with a pop-up. All right, we're going to start schmoozing with Brad about some feel-good Fri-Yay stories, including the news that President Biden suddenly replaced his Border Patrol chief who supported Trump's hardline immigration policies.
And June is Pride Month, and now NYC Pride Week is upon us. So we'll hear how people will be celebrating.
And of course, you could always call our telephone number scrolling on the bottom. Also, the number with the yellow Brad show, the red live. It says, call now, ask me your immigration question. We have 14 lines open. We're going to take the first 7 calls because it's Fri-Yay pop-up. We don't take as many calls. But if you call right now, 1-800-529-5465 internationally, +1 212-227-8933. We will take your immigration calls in about, what do you think, Yo-Yo, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
15 minutes?
15, 20 minutes.
You got 15 minutes to go find a telephone.
Come on.
Everyone's got a phone in their back pocket these days.
The kids have phones.
Right? Even the babies have
The
phones.
babies have phones.
I've seen a dog with a phone. Seriously. You never. I've seen somebody walking their dog, and the dog had a little pocket, and the
So they
person
could
had
see-
and the person had whoever's the dog's phone in the pocket, like their little doggy outfit.
Yeah.
Even dogs have phones these days. Everybody's got a phone.
So make that call.
Yeah. When was the last time you walked past a payphone?
I've walked past the payphone.
But they don't work anymore.
I don't know if they do. I wouldn't touch it.
Functioning payphone.
A functioning payphone.
I feel like they still work.
I don't think they do.
Why do they still have it there then?
And then nobody even has a dime in their pocket anymore to actually make the call, or a quarter, or whatever it is.
This is true.
Right?
This is
I'm
true.
like, does this phone take Bitcoin?
Never touch one of those, but I used to use them.
We used to use them all the time.
Yeah,
Used to use them
wild.
all the time.
Dang,
Dang.
that's crazy.
Different world, right?
It's a whole different world.
Different world. I mean, think about, if you think about where you were in 1996.
Yeah.
How old were you in 1996, Vanessa? You're probably a little kid.
I'm like 5.
You were 5, so you don't remember 19. You don't remember a world before the internet, do you? And before,
Do you not?
because the
You should.
internet and cell phones all kind of came together within a couple of years of one another. And that kind of like revolutionized the whole world.
Yeah.
And to me, I look at it as like 1996 when people started walking around with their Blackberries. Remember, they used to call them the Crackberry.
Yeah.
And that's when AOL dial-up started.
I definitely remember that.
And to me, that like 1996 is like the threshold of globalization, post-globalization, because the globalization is the cell phone, the internet, everybody coming together. I remember pre-globalization 96.
Did you feel like in 96 that like this was going to be the big change like for the world, or was it just like it's just new technology?
Just new technology.
Right? I didn't think that it was going to be.
I mean, people who were in the know knew.
Right, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
People like me who was studying law, who
Right.
didn't know, beyond, legal statutes, didn't understand it. If I understood it, I would have said, I'm not, honestly.
Right.
Okay, I would have said, I'm not going to go to law school. I'm going to go buy Google. I'm going to go buy Apple. I'm going to go buy even Netflix.
Right.
All these technology companies. All these technology companies that you didn't know if it was going to be good, not good. People were like, oh, Yahoo. You look back, it was Google.
Right.
But nobody really knew. But those who were in the know, they knew, and they run the world. They run the world now.
Exactly.
They run the world now. We're just cogs in their world.
Pawns.
I don't know about what is it?
Pawns.
Ponds?
Yeah. Like
Oh, pawns. Pawns. I don't know what a pond is.
Pawns.
We're a little pond in their bigger country.
Right.
Vanessa, you have any recollection or no?
No, I definitely remember a time before the internet. It's not as clear as when the AOL dial-up and where you had to decide whether you're using the internet or if someone can make a phone call. But you answer both at the same
Right.
Could not do both.
time.
Yeah, I remember the first time the first time I got on the internet, and maybe this is a hump day story, I have no idea, but the only thing on the internet when it was like dial-up was like porn sites.
Oh, yes.
And I'm like, and I was in my 20s, and I was like, oh yeah, go check this AOL out. And I go check it out, I'm like, oh my God, there's all these porn videos all over, you know?
Yeah.
That was like the first thing I saw. I swear that was the first thing I saw when I went. I didn't know where to go or what to do or what to search, you know?
That's why I would not use the computer in front of my family just in case because of that.
That's right. All right, let's go. But it's weird when you think about it, right? Like I remember when I was in law school, I'll tell you one other quick story. I had a friend who went to Harvard Law School. I had a smart friend. I didn't go to Harvard Law School. And I drove up from New York to Harvard to go visit him for the weekend. And somewhere in Connecticut on I-95 at like 2 in the morning, I got a flat tire.
Oh, dang.
And I'm like, dang.
Yeah.
And I don't have a flashlight. I can't get the lug off. I'm really like struggling to get this tire. There's nobody to call. I don't have a cell phone.
Right.
Nobody's driving by. It took me like 3 hours to fix the tire. And I did it, and eventually I moved on, and I got to Harvard at like 6, 7 in the morning the following morning, because I'm just by myself. And what do I know, to fix tires? I'm not a mechanic, but so nevertheless, I did it. But now, I would never think of getting out to go fix it. I'd be like, dial and get the guy
real
to come.
Fast. Yeah, right. So
but back then, that's what you had to do. You had to survive.
So you feel
there's no survival
there's
anymore.
No survival.
There's no survival. I think that's the problem. There's no survival anymore. Like, I had to survive out there and figure out how to fix a tire on a dark road in the middle of the night.
Could you imagine taking away the internet and the phone just for like a week to people, like for people who are so dependent on that right now?
You would go crazy, Vanessa. You would go crazy too. You both live on your phones.
Like the fact that I used to print out MapQuest. I used to print out MapQuest to find out like how to get, from one place to another.
I used to have a big book in the back of my car of maps. So you would like take out this book and it had like a map of every road on the northeast of America.
Right.
There's no such thing as a map anymore, unless it's on your phone. But yeah, I have to go back to Vanessa. What do you think? You think Vanessa could live without her phone for a week? No. I'm sorry, I don't want to gloss over that one. I think Vanessa's like, yeah, of course I can.
The content queen?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Questionable, I guess.
All right, let's get into our schmooze.
Let's do it.
It's Fri-Yay. We're just having fun,
I know.
Right?
This is good. It's gonna be a good show.
Yeah.
This might go down as the best show.
Maybe. Oh my God, I'm sweating in here already.
It is.
It's
I'm
hot
not gonna hold
here.
you. It is warm.
It is very warm in this studio, Vanessa. I don't know if you want to come back. To be honest with you, I'm a little. I know
I want to come back. I get to sit in between two handsome men on a casual.
Oh.
Yes. Meanwhile, we got to get to our schmooze because I got a whole bunch of stuff here in my card. It is Fri-Yay. Here's some good Fri-Yay news. Biden finally ousts the Border Patrol chief that Trump put into place before Biden was elected. And this guy, he just wanted to keep building walls. Finally, this guy is out.
Good.
His name is Border Patrol Chief Rodney Scott. Na 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 na. Hey, goodbye. So Scott was appointed in January 20 by the pumpkin himself. He is very hard line. News came down 2 days ago that he is finally going to be ousted. This is when Vice President Kamala Harris is set to visit the U.S.-Mexico border. Now, Scott received notice on Wednesday of his reassignment, which gave him the option to relocate, resign, or retire. That is the 3 R's of working for the U.S. government. When you get relocate, the 3R letter, retire, resign, and relocate.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. So he got it. Scott said there was no rationale or reason required. I can tell you the rationale. He was hired by Pumpkin.
Right.
That's the rationale. He said he's going to stay 60 more days for a smooth transition. So he's gone.
Bye.
Meanwhile, they had a infrastructure deal. And I've been saying for weeks, It has nothing to do with the Republicans and Democrats having a bipartisan deal because they don't want Biden to pass anything. Okay? They want Biden to be the know nothing, do nothing president. And I've been saying it for weeks. So they can go into the midterm election, say, what did this guy do for America? What did he do for you? Nothing. Sleepy Joe, he's tired, he's fallen asleep, he's a bumbling fool, he's done nothing to help you. Go back to the Republicans. That's going to be their thing.
Right.
So I said, so why would they ever want to make any deal? And here I'm saying, wow, they made a deal. But it's really, if you read the fine print, the Democrats say they are not going to pass this bipartisan infrastructure deal unless they get everything that they want in what's called a reconciliation, which is where the Democrats go. It's another form of getting 50 votes in a budget deal without any Republican support. And they say they will only do this infrastructure deal if they can do a reconciliation with all of the other things that they want that was left out of this infrastructure deal. They can do reconciliation for environmental protection and everything else. And presumably immigration, although I didn't see the word immigration in their discussions. And it goes back to what I said 3 days ago. This is just political showmanship, this budget deal. In the end, if the Democrats want something to happen, they will need 50 Democrats to come together, vote for the legislation that they want to pass infrastructure, environment, guns, immigration. And if they don't, then they will be labeled the do-nothing party, the do-nothing president. It all goes back to a grand bargain between liberals and moderates in the Democratic Party. This is just showmanship because the Democrats have already said they will not vote for it unless they get everything else they want in a reconciliation, the progressives. So in the end, there has to be a grand compromise in the Democratic Party. That is Joe Biden's number one priority, not making this bipartisan deal, making the deal in the Democratic Party. Because he's a moderate. So he has to deal with the AOCs of the party, and he has to deal with the people between the AOCs and the Bidens who are more moderate, because there's three groups.
Right.
You know, you have the moderates, the liberals, the progressives. You got to get them together. They all want different things. And you need every last one of them to vote to get these things passed. Immigration, environment, infrastructure, guns, everything.
Yeah.
So when I first said it, I said, damn, I was wrong. I can't believe this.
But now
I read it, I said, damn, I was right.
There you go. You usually are.
Sometimes I'm wrong, but most of the time I'm right. Meanwhile, it's Pride Week starting. This month of June is Pride Month, and this weekend begins right after the 10th anniversary of Governor Andrew Cuomo's signing of the Marriage Equality Act and the first marriages of same-sex couples in the state of New York. On Thursday, the anniversary date of the 10-year anniversary of same-sex marriages, Cuomo signed the Gender Recognition Act, which adds a gender-neutral option on driver's licenses and birth certificates.
Oh.
As in 2020, due to the pandemic, this year's annual Pride March, because there is a Pride March in New York. Have you ever been to the Pride March?
Yeah, I had to cover it.
You covered it.
I covered it.
Yeah, I went just to watch.
It's lovely.
Everybody just lovely.
Loves.
It is. It's pretty wild.
It is very wild.
It's pretty wild.
It is wild.
Yeah, it's a pretty wild scene down there. But it's fun to watch.
Everybody's just so happy.
Everyone's very happy. It's fun to watch, and you just got to go with the flow, right?
Yeah.
Got no choice. There's people half clothed, no clothes.
This is very
right.
true. That's
There's a lot going on down there.
Yeah.
But it's fun to watch. Have you ever gone, Vanessa?
I haven't.
Really?
I it happens in the summertime.
So, any event, in 2020, there was no. There was barely a march due to the pandemic. In this year's annual Pride March, it's going to be a limited march, and most of the program is going to be online on AB7 starting at noon. But there are some in-person events, marches, and rallies planned for the weekend that include the annual New York City. This is not my word because I don't like this word.
Okay.
We were even talking about it beforehand.
Yes.
But it's what they're calling it. They're calling it the New York City Dyke March. It starts at 5 p.m. in Bryant Park. I don't like it because I think that word is a negative word.
A derogatory.
And it's a derogatory word.
I don't really love
But they're calling themselves, the people who are marching in this for gay rights, they're calling it that word. And I don't know, you know, I guess there's a reverse psychology that if you're calling it yourself, it's okay.
Right.
But if others call it, it's not okay. I guess there's some.
I mean, that's just like the B word, you know.
Right. Even the N word.
The N word.
Right.
Yeah,
even the N
stuff
word.
like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but this, I personally don't like that theory.
Right.
I don't think nobody should call anybody the N word.
Right.
All right. That's my opinion, but it's acceptable in certain circles. I don't think anyone should be calling anybody a D word in this parade, but it's acceptable if you're calling it yourself. That's the way the world is, I guess.
Yeah, that is.
What do you think, Vanessa?
Yep, as long as I'm saying it's not, I guess it's A-okay, but I mean, we can also take this back to double standards.
Yeah. So,
It was male and female, but
so the D March, I'm going to call it the D March,
Okay.
or the Lesbian March, or whatever, starting at 5 p.m. near Bryant Park. And on Sunday, the Reclaim Pride Coalition's Queer Liberation March and Rally, which does not have police participants or corporate sponsorship, is going to start at 2:30, also at Bryant Park.
Oh.
And in some more Pride news, Sesame Street is introducing 3 new characters, a married gay couple and their daughter.
Wow.
Yes. Alan Muraca,
oh wow.
Alan Muraca, who plays Alan, posted on Facebook, Sesame Street has always been a welcoming place of diversity and inclusion, so I'm excited to introduce Nina's brother Dave, his husband Frank, and their daughter Mia to our sunny street. So I wonder how the people at Fox News are going to take this.
They're probably not going to like it too
How are the
much.
people at Fox News going to take this one? They're
So they're not-
like, our beloved Sesame Street has some Pride members now.
Right. And so they're not actual like puppets. They're going to be playing like real people.
Yeah, real people. These are not puppets.
Wow.
So they have a same-sex married couple, and I guess an adopted daughter or a half-daughter. I don't know what the
storyline. They probably would
storyline's going to
talk
be.
about it.
Yeah, but I'm sure they'll talk about it on the air.
Yeah. I mean, Sesame Street has done
Always
this
been
in
very
history. It's
progressive.
very
Always been
progressive.
very progressive.
Yeah.
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 That's for sure.
You know, they were the first ones in 2002 that introduced Cammie, the first ever HIV positive
That's what I was
Muppet.
going to say. Yeah.
Yeah. She was 5 years old and she got HIV through a blood transfusion. That was her story.
That
puppet
was
story.
deep.
Yeah.
That was deep.
Meanwhile, you want to make $20 on Southwest Air?
Depends on what I got to do.
All right. You don't have to do much.
Okay.
You go to your local pool supply store. You buy a pool noodle for $1.99. You go to Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines will say this is checked-in luggage as you try to bring it onto the plane. They will then tell you, since it's checked-in luggage, they will give you $20 to check it rather than put it on the overhead carrier. And that's what this college student did, and she posted it on TikTok. Sydney Fowles from
Oh my
Columbus,
gosh.
Ohio. The clip begins by showing Fowles handing her suitcase and blue pool noodle over to a Southwest employee who is taking the checked bags, and the pool toy being placed on the belt by 2 Southwest employees. The 2 employees appear confused by the unusual item, but Sydney Fowles said she did it because they were offering her $20.
I didn't
So
know
she
that
saved,
they offered money.
Yeah, they offer money, Southwest. If you're carrying on hand luggage onto the plane and there's no more room above, in the overhead compartments, they'll offer people different deals to put their luggage
Definitely didn't know that.
underneath. So this woman went out and bought a pool noodle for $1.99 and she made $20 on Southwest Air.
Oh wow.
It was not Southwest Air. It was the cousins gave her a $20.
Okay, that's all I was about
so
to say.
I got it. I read it wrong. I am sorry.
Because I fly with Southwest. I'm like,
Paid to check it.
I'm sorry. I read it wrong. My mistake. It was the cousins gave her a $20 bet to go check a pool noodle.
Oh, okay.
All right, so I thought it was a much better story that Southwest was giving her 20 bucks.
I was like, dang, Southwest about to be mad.
What? Yeah, I'm like, everyone's going to Southwest
Right.
there now. What is Brad announcing here? All right, well, it's Friday. I was hoping for better news from Southwest
Right.
there, that they were giving everyone 20 bucks for a pool noodle.
I started to feel some type of way because I was like, they never offered that to me.
All right, let's move on from the pool noodle story. By the way, another TikToker.
Okay.
Bradshaw Live is on TikTok talking about TikTok, right?
Yes.
And
yes.
another TikToker created an ongoing video series about her bartering adventures, which has allegedly landed her a tiny mobile home. Demi Skipper, a San Francisco resident, started her Trade Me project in May 2020 with a bobby pin.
Wow.
Skipper explained in her introductory video, like everyone else in quarantine right now, I'm looking to do something a little crazy for my friends on TikTok, so here's the plan. I'm trading a bobby pin up until I get a house. And if you think I'm crazy, in 2006, someone traded a red paper clip until they got a house. And since then, Skipper has gained more than 4.5 million followers on TikTok. She first traded the bobby pin for $10 earrings. Over time, she has upped her trades for higher value items, including a MacBook, a limited edition pair of Nike sneakers, a 2008 Dodge minivan, and more. In November, Skipper finally revealed she traded a Jeep Liberty for a mobile cabin. The cabin is reportedly valued at $9,500. She went from a paperclip to a $9,500 cabin. I mean, a bobby pin to a $9,500 cabin.
Listen, it's possible. It's possible.
Now, the man who inspired Skipper's bartering quest, Kyle McDonald, traded a single red paperclip up in 14 online transactions over the course of a year. In 2006, he got a 2-story farmhouse in Kipling, Canada. Now, Jonathan, Vanessa, says it's possible, and for those who watched Jonathan on T.I.'s The Grand Hustle, the first challenge in The Grand Hustle of Jonathan's almost winning reality series, but you won that episode.
I did win that episode.
What did you have to barter?
So this is where we're actually bartering right here. This is the episode, of course, me fighting with George. But T.I. comes in and he gives us a water bottle with no label, nothing. It's just a tall water bottle, and he says, I need you guys to trade this at least 3 times for something more valuable than the water bottle. So I ended up out after the
What was the first trade?
The first trade, of course, George did something dumb and traded it for like a gun lock with no key. Yeah. I was like, what? So then I got that traded. I found somebody.
A gun lock key?
Yeah.
What would you do with a gun lock key? What would that?
It was a gun lock.
Oh, a gun lock
with no key.
With no key.
Like,
so why is that valuable to somebody?
Exactly why we were arguing.
Right, okay, right.
Right, so I took over and I said, let me do this. And I found somebody who had like just a bunch of like trinkets like at his office. So he gave us a bunch of like mugs and all for that, just because I talked to him.
Right.
And then while we were walking down, it's the last trade that we had to do. It was these young like Ethiopian and Eritrean kids who were like, yo, we know you off your your show, because I have a big show back in Ethiopia. So we ended up trading those things in
for was it a couch?
No, for a
chair?
laptop.
So what are you carrying there? What is that? What are you carrying in that picture?
I got.
What is this that you're carrying there in that picture?
I'm not carrying anything. That's me with the hat.
No. But what's in front of you with the zebra print?
That's a person.
Oh my God, my eyes! Wow, I can't see.
Yes, but anyways, I got a laptop.
Yeah.
So I from a water bottle in less than like 2 hours.
Wow. Okay.
I got a mouthpiece.
That's very good. That's very. Do you think you can make a go of this?
No, absolutely. If I got a laptop.
Right. Now a laptop you would turn into what? You think?
A laptop I could turn.
You could turn into probably an old used car.
Absolutely, because it actually was a $300 worth laptop. So the laptop was $300.
I think there's something there, Vanessa.
Well played.
Maybe we should do that.
You should do that.
We could actually do
that.
I have tons of bobby pins.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to start with the Bradshaw Live mug.
Okay.
We'll trade it for something
Okay.
of value.
Yes.
Or the Magic 8 Ball. I'm willing to trade either one
Ooh.
of something of value.
It's actually a
Let's see
fun
what the squad would trade
challenge.
in it.
What would the squad give us for either the Magic 8 Ball or a mug?
Oh, that would be. That would
Let's see if we can start something. What do you think?
Just Kalimi said these people have money to waste. Where can I find these people? On the streets.
That's right.
Literally on the streets. If you don't ask people, you're not going to get it, you know? So that's what I had to do. Just ask strangers.
All right. Meanwhile, finally, a Florida woman is doubling down on her wild claim she saw a dinosaur run through her backyard.
What?
Yes. 2 months ago, Christina Ryan's security camera caught a tailed species running on its hind legs through her property. Although only seconds long, the middle of the night viral video is still having head spin. The Palm Coast resident Ryan, who spotted the thought to be extinct creature in April, told Fox 35, "There's never been an answer to what it was, even despite asking neighbors. We are still convinced it is a dinosaur."
It does look like a little
Only in
dinosaur. Look
Florida.
at the tail.
Yeah, of course it's only in Florida. Of course it's only in Florida, right? It's always Florida or the UK.
Okay.
It's always Florida or UK. Now commenters on the video have more realistic explanations. Some say it's a large bird. Let's take a look at this again. Some say it's a large bird, but that makes no sense since it has front legs.
That does look like what's it called? Those little raptors.
Yeah, Christina Ryan.
Oh, that's actually large.
Yes, Christina Ryan is maintaining it is a raptor.
Did she say a raptor?
Yes, she says, "I've watched Jurassic Park way too many times. I know what a raptor is."
Yeah, that's so funny that I said that. I didn't even know that she said that. It does look like a velociraptor.
Let's see one more time. Let's see one more time. It looks like a raptor to me.
Crazy, like a baby raptor.
That's why I'm staying here in New York.
Yes.
All right? I don't think the raptors can climb up into my apartment. I'm a couple floors up. Can they climb up the building?
You never know. I don't know. I've never met a raptor.
Do you think they could climb up the building into my apartment? I don't know. All right. Well, that's our Fri-Yay for news for the day in Schmooze. Let's get to our Braducation. And in today's Braducation, I explain why the police always ask for permission to search your car. My goal is straightforward, to make the law usable and easy to understand for everyone. All of us in the United States have equal rights and should have an equal opportunity and a right to justice. I'm here to help because I want everybody to achieve their American dream. I'm Brad Bernstein, and this is your decriminalization Braducation. I'm not here to tell you what you want to know. I'm here to tell you what you need to know. My objective is to make the law easy for you to understand so that you can use the justice system, know your rights, take advantage of the law, and achieve your American dream. When a police officer has probable cause that a crime is being committed by you, the officer has a right to arrest you. This notion of probable cause comes from the Fourth Amendment to the United States Constitution. It protects people from unreasonable search and seizures. It is not a guarantee against all searches, but just those that are unreasonable. Do the cops have a right to search your car or truck if you get pulled over? If a police officer pulls you over or approaches your vehicle, provide the paperwork they ask for. But if they ask to search your vehicle, whether you have something to hide or not, your answer should always be no. No, you cannot search my vehicle. Your right is that the police cannot search your vehicle. You may notice that the police sometimes, when they stop your vehicle, look through the windows. It's because they're only allowed to search your car if they have reasonable suspicion that a crime is being committed based on what they see in plain sight. That is why the police always ask for permission to search your car. If you give them permission, it's no longer an illegal search. You invited the police to search your car. If the police want to search your car, they either have to arrest you for probable cause for committing a crime, or they need to get a search warrant while you sit on the side of the road. The point is, you have a right to privacy inside your vehicle. On the flip side, if you have something even small incriminating against you in plain sight of the officer looking through your window, then the police have the right to search your vehicle and open the trunk and find some more incriminating stuff. All right, that didn't work. Do you like, all right, now let's try again.
Oh, there we go.
Wait, go back to the three a second. The three of us. Go back to the three of us, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah, so there we go, now it works, right?
And I can see you.
Yeah, and I see you.
What's up, Nesquik?
Yes. We realize it's opposite day.
Right.
It's opposite day here at Bradshaw Live. We have to do the actual opposite to make it look like we're actually doing the right thing.
There you go. But it works.
Squad. This is what it looks like when people haven't seen each other. They're used to seeing each other for over 6 years.
Exactly. All right, let's get to our immigration questions. You got a question, I got an answer for you. Give us a call, 1-800-529-5465. Let's go to Jacob in McKinney, Texas. Jacob, you're waiting so long, my man. What's going on? All right, let's put Jacob on hold. Let's try Tima in the Bronx. Tima.
Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Brad.
How are you?
And everybody on the show. I'm fine. So my question is, how long does it take for them to approve the I-45, after which the I-130 has been approved? Because I remember I got married to my husband in September 1st, 2017, and we put in my documents in November 16, 2017, and after I did my my interview in August 2019. So I've just been getting my work authorization approved back to back. Now, in January 2021, I was approved as my I-130, and that was because they sent a letter to my husband that they needed more documents to ensure if you're truly married and all of that, which he did since then.
So your I-130 has been approved since when?
Since it's been approved since August, on inauguration day, to be precise, that's January 20th, 2021. And so
your I-130 is approved January 2021. Most likely what they're doing is they're just running your background checks one more time. I would presume that in the next couple of weeks you should get your final approval for your adjustment, unless there's something unless there's something in your background that I'm not aware of. Assuming you have a clean background, after they approve the I-130 years after the fact, they got to rerun your fingerprints again, which could take pre-pandemic 3-4 months, but sometimes now 6 months. But I would assume shortly, and if not, your relief would be filing or threatening to file a mandamus, which obviously, clearly, they're violating your rights in the sense that you're entitled to a green card on an immediate basis. And if they're not immediately providing it to you, even after they've already approved the I-130, they really have no excuse not to give it to you. And if they're not doing it, you can get a federal judge to order them to do it.
Because they sent me a letter to renew my I-693, because they said the previous one I submitted when I went for the interview that it was expired.
Okay, so you needed a new medical. So you needed a new medical too, and when did you do that?
I got the letter. I did that right after I got the letter, and I submitted it since March 15, 2020.
All right, so that's why I said, all right, so you submitted it March. So it's April, May, June. You got to give them at least 120 days from the time that they received your medical. So, based on everything you're telling me, I'm going to assume that sometime over this summer, you will have a green card. Whether it will be July or August, I assume you will. If the end of September rolls around, you're starting to put your coat on again, and you still have no green card inside the pocket of your coat, you call me.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you very much, Mr. Brad.
Okay, thank you.
So much. Bye-bye.
All right, let's try Jacob one more time in McKinney, Texas. Jacob.
Hey, Brad, can you hear me?
Yeah, I do hear you. What's going on?
Do you know the meaning of a deferred disposition?
Can you put a what on a what for a deferred disposition? I don't know what that means.
No. Do you know the meaning? What does it mean? What does a deferred disposition mean?
What does a deferred disposition?
Yes.
A disposition is the results of a criminal case. So deferred enforced departure, is that what you're asking? That would be from immigration. What are you asking, in the context of immigration or a criminal case?
It's a criminal case.
Okay. Where in Texas, I don't know what all their different lingo is in Texas. A disposition is a letter you get from the court that says this is what you were charged with, this is what the final result of this case is. Deferred, what does that mean in Texas? I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay, all right. So it's like it's a class C misdemeanor.
Okay.
Like it was dismissed.
Okay.
A long time ago.
Uh-huh.
I just remembered because I was watching your show yesterday. The lady Rose, she was from Austin, Texas. She said she got denied for theft.
Right.
And yeah, it's similar, like something like that. But my was dismissed.
Well, let me ask you a question. Did you plead guilty to something and do a sentence and then you went back and they threw the case out? Or did they say to you, either don't just do this sentence, you're not going to plead guilty to anything, and then we're going to dismiss the case? Well, because it could have went either way. Because if it's a situation where you pled guilty to something and they said do community service, pay a fine, and then 1 year later you come back and then they say, okay, you did everything we told you to do, now we're going to dismiss it, that is a rehabilitation statute. That is not a diversionary statute. So there's two different schemes of having your case dismissed, okay? And most of these schemes appear in most state penal codes. Not all, some states only do one or the other, okay? But there's two ways in which your case potentially gets dismissed in Texas. Let's go through the two different ways and how it affects your immigration case. If you go into a diversionary program, and these are things you have to ask your criminal defense attorney. You ask your criminal defense attorney, when I'm getting this final disposition, is this a diversionary program or is this a rehabilitation program? A diversionary program is something where you do not plead guilty to anything. They say, we will not have you come into court. You will not say you did anything wrong. What we want you to do is do this probation, do this community service, they give you a sentence without making you say that you did anything wrong, that you pled guilty to anything. You do that sentence, the community service, the probation, you pay the fine, whatever it is, and then you go back to the judge and you say, I did what you told me to do. Sometimes it's go to drug rehabilitation or take an Alcoholics Anonymous class or whatever it is. You go back to the judge, you say, Judge, I did what you told me to do. And then the judge will dismiss the case. That is a diversionary program. That is an outright dismissal for immigration purposes, because a crime, a definition of a crime for immigration, for U.S. immigration, the definition of a crime is you plead guilty to something and you have a sentence imposed. That is the definition of a crime. Now, what it sounds like to me that happened to you is you did not do a diversionary program. You did a rehabilitation program. A rehabilitation program is something where you plead guilty to a minor offense. The judge says, go do XYZ as your sentence, probation, community service, pay the fine, same deal. When you're done, you can make an application to me and I will expunge your case. Now, on the state level, you don't have a criminal case because it was expunged by the judge. But on an immigration level, that's a crime. And the reason it's a crime is because you pled guilty to something and a sentence was imposed no matter what the judge decided to do after the fact. The only time you can get around that, you pled guilty, sentence imposed, and now a judge is taking it back, is not an expungement, but it's as a vacator. And the reason why you can take it back as a vacator is when you vacate a conviction, what a judge is saying is this conviction was constitutionally illegal. So therefore, it's not a conviction. So to me, not knowing or looking at your paperwork and just reading between the lines, it sounds like you did a rehabilitation statute. So that would constitute a conviction for immigration purposes. But I would need to see the actual disposition.
I says right. It says it's already dismissed on the grounds that the defendant presented evidence of successful computation of the terms of the.
Okay, so that is a rehabilitation statute. You pled guilty. A sentence was imposed. You went back to the judge and you said, Judge, I did what you told me to do. And then he said, now the case is dismissed. That sounds like what it is to me without seeing the actual statute that you pled guilty to. So hold on one second. Let's go to Leisha in Kingston, Jamaica.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi, how are you?
I'm not bad. My niece is living
Leisha.
in the U.S. Yes, her stepfather filed for her on the 2018, and her petition was approved. And she did her interview, and she did adjustment of status interview on July 25, 2020. And yesterday, she got a denial for the adjustment of status and a revocation of her I-130.
Why?
We didn't get a
I don't. All right, so they would need to have a consultation. I don't know why it was denied, but whatever the reason it was denied, we got to fix it and file again before she gets put in deportation. But I can't give you advice on what to do until we know what the decision is and why she got denied.
You need to know what?
I need to know why she got denied. We need to read the decision first. So wait until you get the decision in the mail, and then call me and let me know why it was denied, and then I'll tell you what to do. Okay? I hope she hears me. All right, let's go to Dwayne in Birmingham. Dwayne.
Hey, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, man. All right, I've been arrested for a traffic violation, but I got a biometric date coming up in July. I'm wondering if that would deny my work permit.
No, being a bad driver doesn't make you a person of bad moral character that you would not get a work permit.
All right, thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. Caroline in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Hi, Brad.
How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for the help that you're giving the immigrants.
My pleasure.
I came on a K1 visa and I got married. I had a kid with my husband, but then we started having a lot of problems, and then we have started having problems after I filed for my I-751.
Okay.
So we ended up separating, and he started another relationship and I did, but we never got divorced.
Okay.
So I ended up having a child with a different guy while we're separated. And then we got back together and we did a lot of counseling, and then they called us for an interview.
Okay. Crazy, but it happens, right?
I'm sorry?
I said crazy, but it happens.
Yeah, but then we fought for the N400, so they called us for the N400 before calling us for the I-751. So when we got to the interview, they discovered that they haven't approved my I-751, and they separated us, and they asked us a bunch of questions.
Well, you wouldn't be eligible for the N400 because you have to show you're in a bona fide marriage with your spouse to get the N400 done. And at that point, maybe you were, maybe you weren't. You were going through counseling. You separated. You had a baby with someone else. The I-751 certainly should have been approved because all you have to do is prove it was a bona fide marriage, which it was.
We did have a lot of documents, including the
Right.
child that we have at the moment.
Uh-huh.
But then the short interview, we got a few questions. There was some inconsistencies according to the
So
officer.
what was the end result?
Yeah, he said he would send a letter in the mail, that he hasn't sent that letter. And then last time I did an inquiry online, he said they're doing a background check, and they don't
See,
know
I
when
would
they-
not have done your citizenship. I would have just done the I-751. It would have been a lot smoother, and then did your citizenship after 5 years. But you did it as it is. I can certainly help you and look into it, but I would need to see all of the idiosyncratic facts surrounding your marriage so I can advise you how to proceed. And hold on one second, okay?
Okay.
All right. Let's go to Joanna in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Joanna.
Hello, how are you?
Hi.
Hi. I have a question.
Yes.
You see, my husband is a resident, and we had, it was a domestic violence, and I had accused him of domestic violence. But you see, I later found out that I was bipolar and I had PTSD. So now I'm actually I'm with my psychiatrist and everything, and I just want to find out. My husband he had to do PTI. He had to do PTI so it could actually be dismissed, his case.
Okay.
I wanted to know if it was going to affect him on whenever he wanted to become a citizen, or if it's affecting him if he has to go out of state.
Okay. So were you listening to my explanation of what a crime was on one of the earlier calls?
Yes.
Okay. So PTI is a diversionary program, pretrial intervention. What that is where a judge says, go do something. Go for counseling. Go community service. Whatever it is that the judge told him to do, he did it. He comes back to the judge. He says, I did what you told me to do. Judge says, okay, case dismissed. That is a situation where you got arrested and the case was dismissed. So it doesn't affect him losing his green card, getting deported, going out of state, traveling, coming back. As far as immigration's concerned, he was arrested, case dismissed. When he goes for his citizenship, he has to show he's a person of good moral character. You're allowed to have a bad day, and he has a very good explanation. He had some psychological issues that he's overcome. I think that's a person of good moral character, not a person of bad moral character.
Oh, okay.
All right, so the answer is he'll be okay.
I will be okay. And can you help us with the, can you take your case with the N400?
Sure, of course. Hold on one second.
Thank you.
All right. And by the way, if you didn't get to call us on our show, we had a whole bunch of people on hold, but we're only taking 7 on Fri-Yay, so make sure you call early next time. But if you didn't get a chance to speak to me on air, you can always follow me on Instagram at @RealBradBernstein. You follow me on Instagram at @RealBradBernstein. Drop me a DM. I will be happy to answer your immigration question. You can also follow us on Brad Show Live on Instagram. You follow us on Brad Show Live on Instagram. You can't handle 2 hours of pop-up Fri-Yay. You can't even handle 1 hour of pop-up Fri-Yay. But you can handle 6 seconds, 30-second reels of Brad Show Live. Follow us on @Brad Show Live. And our fastest growing social media, TikTok. And you know who runs our TikTok? Guess who runs our TikTok? That's right. Our yo-yo. Our yo-yo runs the TikTok. Okay? He is the TikTok king of
Well, yeah, so you guys Instagram.
And you guys can find me at Vanessa.Contreras TV.
Want to do
media check-in coming.
does it not work?
There it goes. It doesn't work till I say it.
Oh,
We just freeze the camera on you. All right. Yeah. Julian just said in my ear. He goes, "I'm not pressing social media check-in till Brad says so."
I'm just here, yeah.
All right. So what do we got on social media?
All right, first one comes from a Brad Squad VIP member, Alex Nguzi, saying, my asylum application was submitted after the 1-year bar rule. Will I be denied work authorization if I file 365 days after my asylum case has been received by USCIS?
Say that again. I apologize.
It's all good. Alex, Brad Squad VIP member, my asylum application was submitted after the 1-year bar rule. Will I be denied work authorization if I file 365 days after the asylum case has been received by USCIS?
No, if they accepted it, you'll get your work permit, but you may be denied your asylum if you can't show changed country circumstances or changed circumstances why all of a sudden you're filing asylum late.
Sean Brooks, another Brad Squad VIP member. I'm married to a U.S. citizen and filed an AOS. Is it normal to get an interview before getting my work permit?
It's not normal, but I've seen it happen.
Okay, Eric Taria, Brad Squad VIP member. After I received a prima facie determination for my DAWA case, what comes next?
Waiting on an RFE or an approval.
Advertisement Jeanette Aluwasiun, another Brad Squad VIP member. I have a relative that has overstayed with her immediate family, the husband and 3 children, in the United States on a visitor's visa, and the mom is now a U.S. citizen. Can her mom file for her and her immediate relatives now?
She can, except it's going to be a very long wait, over a decade, but it's better than doing nothing.
Davidson Dusky, Brad Squad VIP member. My friend in New York City's asylum has been granted. He had a son with his girlfriend back in his home country. He wants to take his son into the U.S. and also marry his girlfriend. How can he do this?
Well, he can't. He can do a fiance visa. Is he a U.S. citizen?
A friend in New York City's asylee.
An asylee. So he would have to go get a refugee travel document, go marry his girlfriend in another country, then apply for his adjustment of status, get his green card, and then file a visa petition for her. But after you're granted the asylum, there's nothing you can do for a spouse until you get your green card and then file for her.
Jacqueline Daly on Facebook. I have a friend who can't read. Can she use a lawyer and get her citizenship?
Only if she's over 65 and has had a green card, over 55 and had a green card for 15 years. Or we can bring her to a doctor if she can't read because she's some sort of mental deficiency, and we can get a doctor to say there's a medical condition why she can't read. But I cannot teach her to read. So it's either because she is an older person who's been a long-term resident, or she has a mental deficiency. But what a lawyer can't do is teach somebody to read.
Kushal on YouTube. Is there any chance of winning defensive asylum in court?
Of course.
Rolls Royce on YouTube. Is it mandatory that I be asked to file a 601 waiver after an interview at the embassy if the petition is approved because of an unlawful presence?
You would have to file a 601 waiver with USCIS. You're not filing it at the embassy. Your relative, well, actually, yes, your relative would be filing it with USCIS, a 601 waiver.
Okay, Muhammad Islam on YouTube. I applied for a U visa and did fingerprints in 2018. When can I receive EAD if it is considered as bona fide determination?
What is he filing for?
A U visa and did fingerprints in 2018.
We have to wait for the regulations to come through. So let's wait a few weeks, and then I'll tell you about this bona fide determination.
Nashika Boyd on YouTube, can I use my W-2 wage tax transcripts as my tax return transcript to send to the NVC if I didn't file for my 2020 taxes?
No, you need your tax transcripts.
The A Gamers on YouTube, can my husband file for an H-1B visa for my son over 21?
No.
Jonathan Emmanuel Pajuelo on Facebook, I came into the U.S. in 2001 on a tourist visa. I've been married to a U.S. citizen for 19 years. My wife is disabled, and we had 2 children in 2009. I got charged for possession of cocaine, but the state dismissed the case, so for immigration, I'm convicted, and I had to leave the country voluntarily about 3 years ago. If my son joins the Air Force, can he bring me back to the U.S.?
Well, I'm a little confused because he said the case was dismissed, but then he had to leave the country. He left because he was just here out of status then, I guess? Why did he leave?
That's the part that's a little unclear.
He got put in deportation? It was dismissed, but then maybe because he was out of status, I guess he got deported. His son can file for him, but he needs a waiver through a spouse or a parent.
Okay, Dev Hinwar on YouTube. I'm a DACA recipient, unmarried, over 21, and my mother is a green card holder. In how many years can I get a green card in my hand?
If she files for you, about 5 to 7.
And I have Sandra Campbell on YouTube. My husband recently got off unemployment and now he's working. Will it affect our interview coming up? He already sent his affidavit when filing for me last year of his W-2 and tax return.
I apologize. Can you say that one more time?
Sandra Campbell says, my husband recently got off unemployment and now he's working. Will it affect our interview coming up? He already sent affidavit when filing for me for...
As long as he has a good job now, he should be okay. As long as he has a good job now, he should be okay. I mean, I don't know what he's earning, but assume he's earning a decent living, he should be okay.
All right, and now in today's close-up, Spar and Bernstein partner and immigration attorney Shannon LaGuerre-Maingrette tells us whether U.S. citizen spouses are expected to attend USCIS marriage interviews.
It depends on the type of interview. So if you're getting your green card abroad, which is the consular processing, that particular visa, the US citizen is not expected to be at the interview. Only a few instances have I had it where the officer would request after the interview that the US citizen appear. Only a few. And here in the United States, the answer is yes, they are expected to appear at the adjustment of status interview.
All right, we have speed round.
Cool.
All right, what do we got? 50 seconds, 9 questions.
All right.
We know the drill.
Yes.
Who's doing it? Is it Vanessa doing it too, or just you?
That's quick. Are you doing it?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, fine.
Let's
Okay.
just do a sound check. You
Oh,
hear me?
wait.
Okay.
Wait. We got to get it all done. Got to get it right. Julian says he needs 10 seconds. He said he needed 10 seconds to reset the bomb.
Okay, so listen.
He's already for me to blow up already.
And since we're here,
He's not gonna blow
if you feel like there's a question, you just say skip. I got 2 other ones that I can put in as extra. So
now that Jonathan's in the studio, he's gonna get blown up too.
Listen,
now he's giving me advice. Now he's giving me advice. Where was this advice when you weren't in the studio?
Listen, my head. All right.
All right, let's go.
Can an undocumented person claim a winning lottery ticket?
Yes.
Will getting a federal student loan affect my citizenship status?
Skip.
What is the J-1 visa?
It's an exchange visa.
How can I vacate a felony to avoid deportation?
You have to make a motion back with the judge who found you guilty.
What is an IH3 visa?
An H3 is a trainee.
Would marriage overseas affect an I-129F visa?
No.
With 2 misdemeanors?
Yes, that's a fiance visa.
With 2 misdemeanors, am I eligible for citizenship?
Depends on when they were and how long ago and whether you're deportable. Oh, we're totally.
Yeah. Do I have to do an interview for a green card?
Yeah, mostly. Oh, Julian never set the bomb. Oh. We're alive.
Okay.
What? I thought I was about to get.
Oh no! I got blown up.
I thought I was gonna get all singed and, And I'm like, oh, I got everything is here.
What's good, Julian?
Yeah.
You trying to fight? I got blown up, not you.
If undocumented could win visa lottery as long as you have a social security. I've had clients who are undocumented who collected lottery winnings with a social security. And there was another question. I didn't hear it well, so that's why I said skip. What was the one I said skip because I didn't hear it well?
Yeah. Will getting a federal student loan affect my citizenship status?
No. If I heard that, I would have said no.
Yes, there we go.
All right. All right, comments of the day. We'll do better on Monday. Comments of the day.
All right. Our first comment of the day comes from Darshani Aram-Lal saying, "It's so good to see you guys in the studio."
Aw, thank you.
Joanna Ambitious Powell saying, on vacation, relaxing on the beach, but just had to join.
Oh, very nice.
I like that.
Take it, chill it on the beach with Bradshaw Live. I like it.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
All right, our third one comes from Linda Shaw saying, thank God it's Friday and the best immigration lawyer is on. Squad up Uncle Brad and Doc Yo-Yo and Queen Vanessa.
Ah.
I like that.
I like that. Doc Yo-Yo and Queen Vanessa.
Anthony Maldugu says, it's always so good watching you amazing people help those of us who have immigration issues. You guys are the best.
Aw, thank you. Thank you very much. All right, guys, a trying week technically. But if anybody saw us in the studio, Yo-Yo and I have our backs to each other now. Right. But we'll figure it out eventually. Trying technically, but we all still love each other. We're still here. We love you. You love us. We'll see you Monday. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but Brad, I don't have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465.